Welcome. And what's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back. No, I'm joking. I kid. Ladies and gentlemen, Stefan the Don back in the building.
Yo.
Our brother has returned to the set. He was out there trolloping it up. He went through some things. And the only thing that could solve it was a weekend of trollops.
Well, to be serious, our condolences, our brother, Stefan. I know that's hard. It's not easy to lose a loved one. So, everyone goes through their, grieving process. So, hearts go out to you, and hopefully Breeze Nation does the same,
Oh God.
So,
oh God. Big love.
Clap it up for our bro. I appreciate everybody that.
Big trust.
Big trust.
Big trust.
Anybody got a problem with that? Come see me.
Hey,
anybody
business
got a problem
is
with
business.
that? Come see me. Seriously though, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, especially everybody in the Discord that reached out. I know I didn't get y'all messages, but I saw them. So we back, man. We back.
And we back. We got a big Bears topic to break down. There's no such thing as a big Bulls topic right now. Big Bears topic to break down because we got to get into how much has this team really improved. We're going up against our rival who we played in week 1. And my God, it was like watching dog water flow out of Coda's mouth. But now in week 17, the team is back, hopefully better than ever, and continuing to move in the right direction. A win versus the Packers would do a lot for the Chicago Bears team, so we have to get into that. And on top of that, I mean, listen, we're going to be talking about draft all the way to the draft, boys. Prepare yourselves. We're on draft watch
every
all the way until the draft happens. So we got to talk about what is the most important position besides quarterback that the Chicago Bears need to address. All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. And we back, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, boys? How y'all feeling?
Doing good. What's up, Breeze Nation?
Good,
see Baki was happening.
Baki in the chat. We got up in here. Alex in the chat.
B. Bill Seniors always.
Soul J in the chat. Bears Junkie said this is first time he's ever been early for the show. He does come in almost every show and go, dang it, I was late.
Shout out to Bears Junkie
in the building, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Let's start here, boys. I think that we got we tweaking right now. How about we play the intro? How about that?
I thought, I'm like, you're not gonna
just moving past it. That's on me. Hey, look, Ringo was back. I got a little emotional.
Hey, man. Hey, Daryl, what's good, bro?
And we back.
We back.
Hey, bro, I couldn't even not laugh at the fact. Have y'all seen that Meek Mill freestyle when Rick Ross was doing the dance behind him like this, bro? Hey, bro, what was going on with that, bro? Nobody's talking. There's so much happening.
Somebody's high. That's what.
There's so much happening in the world. Cat Williams is taking shots at anybody that's near him, bro. I mean, there's so much going on in the world right now. But no, let's jump into this Bears topic. Appreciate you guys tuning in and showing love. I think that there's a lot of improvement that we've seen from this team over the course of a year. There's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs. And there's been a lot of good and, my God, quite a bit of history on the wrong side of that good. But at the end of the day, I think as we get to the last week of the season here, we can honestly say that the Chicago Bears team has improved. We can't sit here and say it's the same team that we saw in week 1. So the question is, how much has this team improved since week 1 versus Green Bay? And with the caveat of everything that we've gone through, remember, just some of the big things. We're talking about 3 historic losses, right? 3 losses where you lose by 10 points. You had a 2-score lead and a 2+ turnover lead. You find a way to lose those games. You had Tyson Bagent come through, and we had the Bagentites come out and look to rally around him and hope that he would be the starting quarterback moving forward. We went back to Justin Fields, who started the season. I mean, first 3 games What the heck was that? Fourth game kind of on, felt like he was playing a little bit better, still holding the football too long, breaks his thumb because of holding the football too long, comes back from the thumb injury. And we've seen now 6 games of some pretty good football and pretty consistent football, not only just from this offense, but from Justin Fields overall. How do you guys feel about kind of where this Bears team is right now and how much improvement they've shown in the season?
Well,
go ahead, Ringo.
Okay, so to me, honestly, if we just talking from week 1, I will say that to me there has been a drastic improvement defensively, rather than offensively to me, because some things offensively I'm still seeing some of the same issues, even though Justin has improved. His consistency, in my opinion, his connection to DJ Moore looks a whole lot stronger, and he's definitely been hitting Komet. He's definitely played like he's deserved to stay here. Now on the flip side of that, because I think the last time I was here, we were talking about how Pose had gotten Montez Sweat, so this was basically a chance for the offense and the defense to get right. Getty has shown me enough. I mean, not Getty, but Flus has shown me enough to the point where I feel like he now has the ability to stay as the defensive coordinator. You flip him to the defensive coordinator, and now I feel like if you go out and get an OC, now you're in that kind of, okay, now we have the wins, we have the pieces coming into shape. All we need is a little tweaks here and there to make this not only a playoff roster, but possibly a NFC Championship game roster. So I mean, if you're talking about total improvement, I'd say that I've seen improvement from the defense, but not that much from the offense. Even though I've seen Justin improve.
Well, what I saw was the coaching overall is what's improved. Like, our biggest concerns were that coming out the gate, this team did not look prepared for like the first 4 weeks, and the talent's still there. But in terms of coaching and scheme, everything that was, in terms of preparation for this team, and then also it is odd that the minute we get Montez Sweat, the defense transforms into like a world-beating type of defense where it's like, wow, we're shutting these people out. So we saw some improvement. I think like Luke Getsy, like, I hate to say that, but like these last few games has been a lot better. But from what we saw early on in the season, it's like nobody knew what they were doing. Of course, then again, we also had Bagent for 3-4 games.
Yeah, Bagent for 4 weeks. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that now what's interesting is we saw more of Komet, I think, when Bagent was playing a little bit, because I seen Komet kind of take a step back, but then we've seen DJ Moore finally take a step up, and we've seen Fields also play a lot better as the season progressed. I mean, now he's been way more consistent versus like 100-yard passing games, and now he's doing more 200-yard. He's passed for a lot of 200 yards passing games this year. So overall, I think all of them, the effects of the second-year head coach with the second-year offensive coordinator, with a quarterback technically in his second year of this system, you're starting to see them all starting to maybe kind of meld together. Because I hate to do this, but I think we have to run it back with Getsy, because now you got to have this quarterback learn another system. And according to polls, it's about the little things, right? What we talked about yesterday that he said. So to me, they went from being a 3-win team and probably should have been a 6-win team last year.
Yeah.
Improving to a possible 8-win team this season. So
it's so interesting to see it too, kind of like how it's happened, how we've had these conversations week in and week out. I thought about it too. I started going back through some of the some of the old videos, and I really should just like do a compilation of all the emotions that we went through every week, because it was just like, it's over. He can't. I literally had one week where I was like, we'll never develop a quarterback. We're gonna be terrible forever. It is what it is.
Go fight like a man.
And now we're at like week 16. I'm like, he's figuring it out. We got our
guy. But it's more like they're figuring it out, because we all wanted. Hey, you know what I wanted? Dun, dun, dun,
yeah.
Little, so
Blake Corum.
It's just so interesting because to me, when now as we get to the end of this year, it feels like if the Bears win, and I'm be real with you, yes, there is a piece of me that's like, we're bringing all these guys back. We're really going to run this back again. But that's not because we haven't seen growth. I think it would be, we'll feel this way if it doesn't improve, if it continues to be stagnant going into next season. But I don't think next season is really going to be super stagnant, right? I think that there's still a ton of building blocks here, a ton of pieces that we can add, that just adding talent puts you in a good position in the NFL. Just having enough talent on your team. Now, I think it's not like the NBA where having one really good player makes a big difference, but like the coaching aspect of it, has Flus been good enough? All right, sure. Yeah, he's been good enough. Has he been above average? To me, that's yet to be seen. I think that his defense has gotten itself to a point where it's above average, but I think that there's a lot of talent on this team that has overcome a lot of the issues that we've seen in the coaching staff. I think that the coach is good enough right now that he's probably going to stick around. As far as keeping Luke Getsy here, I mean, that's going to be that's still tough to do, because it feels like, yes, these last 5 weeks feel really good offensively for the most part. Outside of the Cleveland game, you feel like there's been a pretty good offensive game plan, kind of when you look at what the heck is Ringo doing?
I don't know.
What happened? Looked up and he was gone, bro.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need?
We good. We good.
I apologize. Something came in.
We straight.
No,
yeah,
but
but you're looking at an issue with it. I mean, honestly, coaching, the talent really hasn't changed. Like, we knew we had a great receiver in DJ Moore. We know what we have on paper.
It's utilization. DJ Moore got 2 targets in the first game. He caught both of them.
Yeah, or see, my problem with Getsy was the situational gameplay of like blown, like you're making these 4th and 2 blunders or 4th and 1 and going for it versus taking the kick, or you're trying to, outsmart some things. It's you saying on national television that we got some things up our sleeve, and then you come out and fall flat on your face and don't have nothing out your sleeve. Like you're if it's like you weren't prepared as the coach. So it would be hilarious if they say, you know what, it's a 180, on everything, and like we're going to just eschew everything, because people are just talking. We don't know what they're really thinking, because people are just thirsty for some type of well, according to what's the name? Eberflus is going to be here next year. We really don't know.
Well, listen, there's certain people that talk, and then there's Ian Rappaport. Right, like that. Yeah, I mean,
Baki's silly. Welcome back to the Blackest Show on YouTube.
Ian Rappaport is one of those guys that when he talks, okay, that's probably gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, that's why everybody feels so confidently now that Flus is coming back. That's like Woj, right? Like if Woj hit you with a listen, there's reports that Zach LaVine may be traded tomorrow. Zach LaVine better start packing. He probably should pack some bags. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a situation where you're not gonna be on this team tomorrow. But I think that now when you look at kind of how the Bears have gotten to the point where from Packers game 1 to Packers here, the one thing that I feel like I can say about this team is they've been more prepared for the teams that they've played, especially in the first quarter of games. I think the second quarters have kind of been when we've seen teams creep back in, but over this last 6 games with Justin Fields back, we've seen Justin Fields come out and be able to attack early and be able to get good production on the first drive of the game and on the second drive of the game and on the third drive of the game. And we're heading into halftime. We're like, oh, snap, we put up 21 points. It just felt like they continued to take their foot off the pedal. This Atlanta game to me was the first time that we didn't see somebody take their foot off the pedal. And so now I think here's my issue with Getsy. We saw this last year. Right. Remember with Luke Getsy last season? By the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, stop playing with us, man. 84 people in here. Let's get these numbers up. The when you look at last year finishing the season, we all were confident in Getsy. We're like, this guy's got it. He's gonna figure it out. He knows how to use Justin coming into year 2. And then we started the season, and it looked like he had no idea what team he was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? I like my biggest issue with him, and I told Kid this after the Minnesota game. Literally, my issue with him is the fact that the Bears have had leads. It's the fact that one is like you said, they're taking their foot off the gas, but it's like he shouldn't. We go from exactly what you said. Justin will be having a solid game, something that we asked for 1 through 3, and then it's like, okay, we get to the fourth quarter, and now it's like you're putting him in a position to look bad. Like, and I think that's the biggest issue. If he doesn't have those situations where he's going out of his way to put Justin in those situations where it's like, okay, now he has to come back in Justin's head. He now feels like he has to play hero ball. He can clean up a lot of his mistakes, and then we won't be looking at Getsy the way that we look at him now. Because right now, I mean, the way we see it, I mean, it's like you said, the only person that really up until this point might be coming back is Eberflus.
That's actually a really good point, because there are times where it goes back to knowing how to coach your guy, right? It goes back to knowing how to coach your quarterback. It does feel like if you put Justin Fields in a position where the decision is, hey, you got to go out there and beat a team with your arm, or you got to go out there and beat a team by playing hero ball, he's going to pick hero ball. He's going to pick the situation where, yeah, I could make this easy pass underneath to Roshan Johnson, but I need to roll up out of here. I need to try and get a deep shot downfield, try and kill him in one play, or I need to use my legs and try and roll out. I do think that is something that, again, knowing your quarterback, knowing who you have under center, knowing how to utilize that guy, you've put Justin Fields in a lot of positions where he's had to play hero ball. And maybe, I think here's the thing too, maybe Justin's ready for the moment. You know who's not ready for the moment? Tyler Scott.
Yeah.
Right? Because if he was ready for the moment, he keeps running under that football. You know who's not ready for the moment? Robert Tunney.
Right.
Shout out to
I
Drew.
I think another thing too is because I mean I know like we're nearing the end of college football season, right? You look at the game. You look at the game Monday. John Harbaugh 4th and 1. JJ McCarthy. Hey, he's been a game manager, but in order for Harbaugh to put McCarthy in those situations, he's like, okay, 4th and 1, we need this down. They're obviously going to stack the box because they think we're going to get a ball to Blake Corum. Let me give him an out by just making Corum run the flat route, and it's stuff like that. It's just simple stuff. Like
and then on
that.
the flip side, you see a boy from Alabama get the ball in his hands and basically just go Leroy Jenkins. It just died.
But my point is stuff like that we kind of want to see from Getsy with Justin, that he's continuously showed that he hasn't been able to do. So it's just like, yo.
Yeah.
I don't want a bum slayer. I don't want this team that can only beat the bums. Like, when it's up against, the whole point is that's where your creativity, that's where you come out against some of the teams. Like against Cleveland, we had them up against the ropes. You played scared. You played down to them. Like, do you have the mentality, the ability to say, like, I'm going to go? But my point is,
I rewatched that Cleveland game. We probably should have lost that game.
No, but it's other teams. Like they already laid down to
Detroit and Denver. We should have beat.
Yeah, but like Kansas City, like you coming in, no one had them winning. And instead of you just saying, no, we're gonna punch this team in the mouth, they weren't prepared. And I think that would, to me, if you were to move on from Getsy, for example, and go to another coach to keep the same similar scheme, because that's the whole point. We just don't want Justin to have to learn another scheme if we keep him, but to your point of the question, they are a much better team from where they were then to now. Will they be aggressive enough to come out and punch Green Bay in the mouth, for example, and say, let's just win. Like, instead of like going up by what, 2 or 3 touchdowns in the first half against Atlanta. I mean, they were considered a top 10 defense, but they also had a bad quarterback. I'm not saying Jordan Love is a great quarterback neither, but they're not afraid to throw the ball. I don't think Green Bay respects Chicago like that. So, like, are you going to be ready to go up against this team and really like open up this playbook, or are you going to basically play scared or play not to lose? Because it was, the last week Atlanta game was like, we got that touchdown, cool, because it was getting to a point against Arizona.
I think that's the thing, though. Like in the Atlanta game, I felt good about that the whole time, right? Like I never felt like, the Bears are gonna lose this. When it felt like, okay, they're keeping the pressure on them, and even some of the bad plays. Like you gotta. The thing is, right, with every fan, listen, me included, and y'all heard me on the watch party with it. When I see a play that I don't like, I'm looking for somebody to blame. Oh, that play was stupid. Why didn't it go down right? Oh, by the way, just real quick, over 100 in the chat. Get Joel every time. But no, when I see when I see plays I don't like, right, I'm looking for somebody to blame. So I look at like last week in the third quarter. No, is it fourth quarter? In the fourth quarter, Justin Fields rolls out right on a second down play, ends up getting sacked, doesn't get rid of the football. He did end up getting rid of the football, but it goes out of bounds, right? But it was like, oh, snap. Oh, no, it ended up being a fumble, I think. But it was like, oh, snap. Why did we put him in that position? Why are you throwing on fourth down or third down in the fourth quarter? You're trying to kill the clock. Well, guess what we were saying? Versus Detroit. Why aren't you putting the ball in Justin Fields' hands to throw the football? And why are you I think there are moments that are situational, but I also look at a lot of these moments and say, we're looking for somebody to blame. And at the end of the day, sometimes players just got to make plays. Justin Fields should have got rid of the ball quicker on that play, right? The play was open. The receiver was open. You got to make that throw. And so I would rather see, like, in that Atlanta game where they were like, we gonna keep killing y'all. We're gonna run the football. We're gonna keep putting the ball in Justin Fields' hands. We're gonna allow him to make decisions. Versus, hey, let's just pack it in and try and kill the clock.
I can be fair to Getsy that, like, there are plays that he's definitely called, but the issue is that most of the time it's like always in a high pressure situation. Like, if we don't get this, the game is over type stuff. It's like, now you want to do that. But there are times like, okay, against Cleveland, for example, it's Tunyon who drops that big pass.
Yeah.
Against Atlanta, it's Tyler Scott that drops a sure touchdown in his hands. That's not on, he made the right call. So I think I would hate that it's more like a little bit too late. Like now you want to turn it on his last 4 or 5 games. Actually, here the roster, we updated the roster.
The roster has been updated.
The roster has been updated because we have a lot of guys that's been going going for Pro Bowl. What do you say about 10 or 11?
We got a lot of guys who were top 10 in the Pro Bowl. Bears have 11 guys that were top 10 in Pro Bowl voting. By the way, that is the second most in the NFL, right behind the San Francisco 49ers. I'm just saying. So,
but we've been very consistent. Darnell Wright has been a Pro Bowl caliber player to me, right?
Yes.
Tevin Jenkins been Pro Bowl caliber to me. Braxton Jones been average. Nate Davis average. Lucas Patrick is not that good. So that's our offensive line. Like, we got to up and improve that. Cole Kmet is top 6. Apparently, I was shocked.
Top 6 voting.
Top 6. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, top 6.
DJ Moore.
Cole Kmet. I know it's very. Here's the thing about Cole. Cole isn't going to like break away from anyone. So you kind of just like feel like, I don't know about this guy. He's got 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's pretty good for a tight end.
That's not bad. I'm going to be close to 1,000 yards receiving. Yeah,
that's pretty good for a tight end. And he was hurt in the last game and literally got what I'm saying is right. Like, I think we look at Cole and we're like, you're not Travis Kelce. You're not Sean Laporta. Now, look, go get an Iowa tight end at all costs. If you can, right?
I believe that Cole's good. I'm saying, like, I think he's good. If he's Pro Bowl, that's even better. Yeah. Thank you. If you all think if that's what the vote is around, cool with me. Yeah. And then I think to round it out on offense, I mean, DJ Moore, course, he's been a stud. Darnell Mooney, I might have to drop him back down to average.
Yeah.
Has he even been good?
Darnell Mooney.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. You might have to drop him down to bad. But I think here's the thing. I think Darnell Mooney is the kind of player this year and the last couple of years, right? Everybody looks at how he was in Matt Nagy's system, and that was the year that we were supposed to keep building on the 1,000-yard season. Darnell Mooney is not used in that way in this system. Darnell Mooney isn't even used in what we feel like he'd be comfortable in. Just give him a slant for the love of God. Like, but all we see for Mooney is like screen passes, baby. That's all you're getting.
And to me, this discussion is more an indictment on the coaching. That I think it's 70% of the coaching and 30% the players versus because there's evidence of just bad coaching, bad play calling, bad situational stuff where we're losing games off blunders. Like you can't. It's not on us. It's not on the player. If Eberflus takes Montez Sweat out on one of the most important, plays against Detroit, it's Eberflus's scheme that puts a defensive tackle on a tight end in the most pivotal point of the game. So there's certain situations like Eddie Jackson to me was not playing that great, but with Montez Sweat getting here and the right the play calls being made.
Cooked in coverage. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, he went from being bad to average. He got an interception.
Bad to average.
He went from bad to average.
Hey man,
he be getting cooked in coverage, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But no, I think I think when you look at this list, right, and you see all of the things on it that are moving in the right direction, right? Kyler Gordon is good. Eddie Jackson is average. Jaquan Brisker, Pro Bowl level. TJ Edwards has been Pro Bowl level. Tremaine Edmonds, good. Montez Sweat, of course, he's been Pro Bowl level. Jalen Johnson, Pro Bowl level corner. Justin Jones has been all right. I hate seeing him drop back in coverage. Big Billings has been good on this team. Like you start to see. Right, I don't know if we have do we still have the other one in here? Or did you take that one out? You took that one out?
Didn't find. I didn't.
Here's the one. So the 06 Bears, right? You see all that gold? That's what we're trying to replicate. Daniel Manning bad.
He was bad. He cost us a Super Bowl. He
was bad. He will never get. But you start to see kind of like, we're starting to see more of those blue chip players. We're starting to see more of those guys that you consistently look at and say, I can count on you to do your job and I don't have to worry about you. That's the baseline that you want to get to. How well do you do your job? Now, how elite are you at your job? And we're seeing this again in 2 years of turnover, guys. The only guy left from Ryan Pace is Bojack and Jalen. And Cole.
Tevin Jenkins.
Also Justin Fields.
Cole Kmet, Justin Jenkins, Fields.
So you got
Mooney.
6 guys out of 53 that are still here from the
Cody
Ryan Pace days.
Cody Whitehair's not.
You flip this entire roster around in 2 years' time, and we're coming to the end of the second year, getting back into a win column, hopefully being an 8-win team, going up after coming out of this game versus the Packers. I think that says a lot about a lot of the player development. Unfortunately, that does mean some guys are going to get left out. Everybody's not going to continue to develop. That's just how it goes when you turn over a regime.
Yeah, Coach Tim Dante Foreman, he keeps getting inactive 1 week. He's basically, I put him as good, but they don't use him right. But
to me, Deontay Foreman was out with a personal reason last week, so I hopefully everything's okay with his family and stuff like that. But I look at Deontay Foreman as a guy that he's good, but you know what? When I focus on giving my running back 18 carries a game, Khalil Herbert gave me 124 yards. So, again, there's just certain things that I look at with this team and hope that this team continues to do as we move forward in the process, heading into the offseason, coming back in the next season, that we're here at the end of the season or at the beginning of next season. We're not starting over. The biggest problem for me with where this Bears team was at the beginning of this season is they look like the Bears did at the beginning of the previous season when they had no idea what the scheme was. You had an offensive coordinator that literally refused to use DJ Moore. You got DJ Moore for a first overall pick and was just like, man, we don't really throw the football in this system. What?
We don't know what to do with him.
What you finna do here? Blah.
And it literally felt like, right? Like I keep using this as an example for Justin Fields, but it really felt like with DJ Moore in that week 1, because I went back and rewatched the game. It felt like your head coach, your offensive coordinator was like, I don't know how to build around this guy. Hey man, how about just throw him the football? Yeah, it seems a little much.
Are we sure we want to do that?
That's like when Garpax was like, we don't know how to build around a shooting guard like Jimmy. We're gonna trade him.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I mean that's the thing though, right? With this whole thing, right? You come out of the Packer game, hopefully with 8 wins, and it's like I said, you know, last year.
Into the offseason on fire. You knocked the Packers out of the playoffs. You got 8 wins on the season.
So look, we should probably pivot. So I think to answer button up that first topic, they're a much better team than they were from week 1.
100%.
And they're definitely a formidable team if they play like they're supposed to play. And we're getting pieces that some of the players have improved. The coaching has improved. And it looks like they're all going to run this mess back.
That's the part that's gross.
So now, moving forward,
I just don't want to run it back with Getsy.
But we're probably.
I truly do not trust them, bro. I don't trust them.
Hey, Ringo, nobody does.
Yeah, like you ain't the only one. But now we say, moving forward, how do we improve and build on this team?
Hey, this is the tough part. Legitimately, whether you're a Caleb Williams guy or a Justin Fields guy, nobody is a Luke Getsy guy. No. It's just like, don't you bring in a new quarterback on that. But no, I do think that, like Joel said, on the pivot on this, right, what is the most important position in the draft that the Bears need besides quarterback? Because there's a ton of positions that in this draft, to me, I think the Bears can literally attack everything in the draft, especially if they get a draft haul and get a couple of picks for this week, or for this year, I should say. Like, this is, everybody keeps going, what kind of, Joe, you down there, Joe? There you are. That was creepy on that side. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Hey, howdy ho, Wilson. But no, I think that, like, if you're looking at this draft, like, everybody keeps going, what kind of draft is this? What is the strength of this draft?
Yeah.
Offensive lineman,
quarterback,
defensive lineman, wide receiver,
couple receivers,
linebacker. Like this,
is there linebackers?
There's a strength and 3 techniques for sure as well. Like, there's a strength at almost every position of need for the Chicago Bears in this draft. And so it's really kind of a pick your poison kind of mindset as you go through here.
Yeah, I think for me, if we're talking about one position to improve, I think with the Bears having the first pick, if they don't get rid of it, I absolutely think you need to go somebody opposite Darnell Wright, because as much as I like Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't think it's not that I don't think he's a first round talent. Before y'all go killing me, I just don't think that they're gonna take a wide receiver one. I don't think they're gonna take.
You're gonna trade down.
Listen. It's very simple.
And to me, I think if they go Joe Alt or Olu Fashanu, I think that'll be the right pick at 1, because really nobody knows. But I think you've hit on Darnell Wright, so I think why not continue that? You've already got the fifth best rushing attack in the league. Add on to that. That basically keeps Justin protected and clean, and you can keep building onto some things with this offense, because the defense already is improved, and we know that Poles will be able to obviously make some moves in the offseason once it gets started to keep improving that unit.
I think if they did one thing, and the crazy thing is all this first round, all these picks, the crazy thing is right here is this Red Sea right here.
Hey, yo.
If you improve just the center position and improve the running game overall, that means that you can run the ball more effectively. That means you can keep the defense fresh. We've lived through this. Most of us, most of this group was around when we had the 05-06 Lovey Bears.
Yeah.
Why did this team get old? Because our offense couldn't stay off the field, because they kept throwing the ball away.
Yeah. And
our line wasn't, it was good, but we had a bad quarterback play. But the offense, if we can keep the offense and run the ball more, we don't have Tommy Harris ripping his hamstring off of his bone. We don't lose Mike Brown because we keep getting these turnovers all the time, and the defense is back on the field getting tired. So if we can at 1 because you don't need a center, you can center in like the second round.
Yeah, I would say you probably look at second or third round for a center.
So
you're not looking first round.
Everything else is a bonus. If we fix the center position, of course, I want the left tackle too, and I want the 3 tech. I would say center, 3 technique, left tackle are my top 3. Those are my top 3 positions to address.
Listen. Hey, and by the way, to that point, Joe. Hey, Pat, how many years do you get with an elite defense?
About 3. About 3.
I always said that when I came in. It's about 3 to 4.
You get about 3 or 4. Yeah, you're not getting 10-year long defenses, bro. Like the defenses that do that.
Absolutely.
You find very key pieces that just are very durable, and then you just keep putting dudes around them that they keep making better, right? Like you think about the Steelers, and it's just like there's a bunch of dudes that came in and out of there, but at the core of it, I had Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
Like how many? You know what I mean? Like how many?
He's the anchor of your team.
Yeah. Right? Like how many safeties did that team have? Because Ryan Clark was murdering himself basically every week on that team.
Thing, like I see Muck, my man Muck the general, Muck general, baby. The problem with Braxton Jones is he's average or good.
He's average.
But when we need that pass block and he's not getting bull rushed and getting knocked back, we need that. Because that affects Justin's timing. We need the center that can hike the ball and not hike it over his head.
Yeah.
That, like we have I want Jenkins on the right side.
And that's something a lot of people don't think about, right? Like when you look at Justin and how long plays take to develop, nobody takes into account he's got to wait for the ball to get to him.
Yeah, the snap,
on how many play, right? Like if it takes a second off of the play, that's a second that play is off rhythm.
Yeah. So you telling me you don't want to do it from Alabama?
Listen, I don't know what that snap was, bro.
Drew wants a D-line center receiver. Yeah, I mean, to me.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I think that it's the one thing that a lot of people don't look at is these modern era receivers do make quarterbacks' lives so much easier because it is kind of just I can close my eyes and throw it up. To me, that's a Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think you can go past Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think you can let him get past you. I think the Bears still have some draft capital, and they'll be, if you do move back, they'll have enough draft capital to keep building the team out.
But Pat, they said this about Jalen Carter last year.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter was, generational defensive tackle.
Well, the thing is, if you bring Jalen Carter into this defense, Jalen Carter is the piece.
My point is that's
the problem, right?
Yeah, but on
this offense, Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't the piece. DJ Moore is still your number one wide receiver. Marvin Harrison Jr. on this team is the guy that alleviates the pressure off of DJ Moore. He's the guy that. Yeah, I mean, he's the T. Higgins. I don't like Jalen Carter last year didn't make sense to me because I'm looking on the rest of the defensive line and I'm like, so who's good though? Like, who do we feel confident about? Like, who's the, like, we came into this season, we were talking about Andrew Billings. I was like, this is Andrew Billings' best season.
Yeah.
I was like, solid. He's solid. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's amazing.
Right.
I think even the thing with that, right? I mean, I wasn't opposed to the Bears getting Jalen Carter, but I'd have been cool. I also said when the Eagles got him, I mean, the Bears didn't have any vets. Really on
the team hasn't changed. I mean, they still got. It's more about the point I'm making is that they're going to scout the right players to fit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel way more confident in their scouting department minus the wide receiver room.
Hey, listen, that's why I'm saying just go get the guy.
You're
never going to be able to find the sneaky one.
The way that works is if we trade, I don't want to take that receiver that high and we could get a haul. Like you're saying that because the whole point is that you take him like that at number 1 or 2 or whatever, at number 1, which is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Now he has to you have to justify that number 1 pick. He didn't come here to be the understudy to DJ Moore. We are now a vertical passing offense, and when it's negative 20 degrees in December and January, when we got home field advantage, those dudes aren't there. We got to run the ball in the wintertime. So it's like you got to think about
he's playing at Ohio
State. He does block.
He's playing at Ohio State, so he's used to the cold, and hopefully we're in a dome soon.
Yeah, but I'm saying that in terms of the whole team, I understand it. All I'm saying is that we can get a haul if we're able to go down to 5 and take him. Great.
Yeah, I
But
think five is where I want to go because you know who I want.
We had a conversation.
Hey, let me get Dexter up off for you, my boy.
It's a win-win.
Let me get Dexter up off for you. I get MHJ.
Win-win.
Hey, here's the part that would suck. We would trade the pick to the Giants. They would give us Dexter, and then they would take MHJ with the first overall pick.
and bro,
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed, bro. I'd be like, why did I give you the first overall pick?
Quarterback and receiver.
Why did I give you the first overall pick?
Bro, where's my horn?
Right. I don't know if I got that one on there.
Hey, but real quick, because I do got a question for y'all. So with this kind of being like a quarterback,
that's what I got.
centric draft, and because you know, Jalen Daniels stock is rising. JJ McCarthy stock, if Michigan wins, depending on how he does, it's probably gonna rise too. Like, are y'all comfortable with getting rid of Justin, going down to 5, and possibly it's not a Caleb
we need
Williams,
to keep. There's no need to move.
Jalen Daniels will suffice.
We're not. No. The discussion wasn't Justin Fields. It's the other.
Yeah,
positions.
we're not talking quarterback right now.
Well, we don't need to move from
I get
Justin.
what Ringo's saying.
Yeah,
he's saying move on from the QB to allow. By the way, big shout out to Mitch Osborne out here.
Jeez, what's up, Mitch?
Yeah, Money Mitch, Maserati
Mitch
out here.
Hey, I got a Mitch jersey.
Hey, big money Mitch.
Does that say Holt on the back?
No, it's a Trubisky jersey.
Oh, that's gross. Okay. You actually have a Trubisky jersey.
It was a free one and it was laying around. So I'm like,
I do like this situation as well. I'm not gonna lie. I literally said, can we just go like fleece the rest of the defensive line from Washington?
So get disgruntled Jonathan Allen from the Commanders and trade back with them, plus their second and our second. Then trade back with the Pats and grab MHJ with the third pick. Trade up if needed to grab one of the left tackles. Make sure you grab Jackson Power. Who's that? Jackson Power? So he wants us to take – we trade our number 1 to go down to – what's our pick again? What's the Commanders pick?
Commanders are right now – hold on, Joe. We know there it is.
I beat you. Okay. 2. So go to 1 to 2. But see, the problem is you can't trade. That pick is not as valuable.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Multiple trades is just something we haven't brought up. That is an opportunity. That is an option. He was saying, yeah, that's why I thought the center from Oregon, Jackson Power.
Oh,
that
Jackson
is an option.
Power. Okay, yeah. Well,
because
we could probably get him in the second round.
I'm just saying, right? It like you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna move back. Like that's a real option there where you say, okay, we're gonna go back to the Commanders, we're gonna get a piece from them. Maybe then you move back to the Giants because the Giants want to move. Because here's the thing, and this is why this is actually a good idea, and it's probably something we need to do a smaller video on. Or just do it right now and then we could clip it up.
What are you going to do today, Brain?
Right. I think that the situation of trading back multiple times is one that people haven't thought about, because here's the issue. If I trade back to 2 with Washington and they take Caleb Williams, all right, Washington's got Caleb Williams. They have their quarterback. What's the next name?
It's Drake May. Drake May. So then we trade down.
Now everybody's sitting there panicking, and they're like, "Oh, it's just Drake. Drake May's at 2. Hold on, now I gotta move up because I don't know if Michael Penix is Drake May. I don't know if Jaden Daniels is Drake May."
But that's the Jets.
You start to get people panicking. You get people panicking. That allows you to continue to move back and continue to get more picks, possibly more players. Maybe you rebuild this whole defense with a bunch of young. I don't want no players off of the Patriots.
Quinn Williams.
They just paid him. That's not.
That's not to mean they win 6-10. He didn't win them many games.
Literally just paid him. They
want a quarterback.
They're not.
Hey, they riding it out with A-Rod, baby. Here we go. Super Bowl or bust.
No, but it makes sense for them to draft a quarterback so they can have him sit behind A-Rod for like a year or 2.
Because it ain't gonna be Zach Wilson. I'll tell you that much. It's not gonna be Zach Wilson. I think that the double trade back is a scenario we haven't thought, and it's probably the scenario that Ryan Poles is looking at and just going, yes, thank you for all of your picks. Yeah, you know what I mean, that to me is a scenario that The Bears come out winning in that because like I said the other day, this is not a draft where everybody feels all the quarterbacks are the same. This is not a draft where everybody feels all of the quarterbacks are at the same level. There is Caleb Williams. There is Drake May. Maybe Michael Penix moving his name in there, but I think Michael Penix is more of just a top 10 guy than he is a top 2 guy. That gap there is going to have people panicking to get to 2.
Also, I was going to say what Baki, I was thinking what Baki just said about, the combine, once it comes in, there's going to be draft rises just like Anthony Richardson last year, where it was like
Jaden Daniels is going to be the one that probably rises up.
He's already a Heisman winner. We're talking about a guy where it's like, oh, we didn't see these measurables from this guy that didn't get it really looked at. Like there might be somebody else, but there might be someone else that really climbs up. But I do think the draft is kind of set. It's about 4 or 5 quarterbacks, which is beautiful for us because that means we can definitely, to your point, that means if we trade the 2, that means we're getting a lot of day 1, like 2nd, 3rd, and the 5th round and next year's whatever. If we trade down to like 8, now we're talking about getting number 1s for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
That type of deal. So
I think what it is to me is like, I think it's kind of like what Pat said, right? Like whatever the Bears do at 1, if they go down to 2, 5, or whatever, how much, like how good is Drake May really for y'all to be panicking? Because to me, the way I see it, I'm looking at if it's me after Caleb comes off the board, if the Bears do take him, if they don't, I'm probably gonna look at Jaden Daniels and then Penix, just simply off the fact that that Penix had the 2 knees, just off the fact that Penix had the 2 knee surgeries. Yeah, that's the only thing. But it's literally gonna be how much they value Drake May.
Has anybody talked about how this draft literally resembles the draft day draft, like from the movie Draft Day?
Oh yeah.
How there's literally a dude named Bo Nix. Nobody went to Caleb Williams.
Bo Nix as well. I'm tweaking on him too.
There's nobody went to Caleb Williams' birthday party that was on his team. Remember that was an issue with one of the quarterbacks, right? Like this is such a weird.
That was Jaden Daniels after he left for ASU. They was like he trashed anyway. Get him out of here.
Yeah. I mean, like, hey, this really feels like the draft day situation, man. I don't know. 210 in the building, man. 58 likes on the video. Let's get it up over 100 likes on this mug, man. I think here's the thing. At the end of the day, when I look at positions of need for the Chicago Bears, I do think that trading back multiple times could be a scenario. I also think that trading back and getting one big draft haul for a player is a good scenario for you to be in as well. If you can't get Marvin Harrison Jr., okay, I can live with that because I think the biggest needs left tackle, center. And of course, 3 technique. Lance Briggs has talked about how many 3 techniques there are in this draft. He said this is a very 3 technique heavy draft, and there's a lot of guys that you can go get that feel like you can really like okay, we missed on him, we can get him, and he's gonna go out there and dominate. And I think now I think the best part about all of this, boys, is that you're bringing guys into a situation that is stable. You're bringing high caliber draft picks into a Tana calling you. What up, gang? Yo, Joel, is that a Trubisky jersey, my guy?
The 8-ball. It's the 8-ball. My 8-ball. It's Trubisky.
But we bring up Trubisky, right? Trubisky came into a team that was dog water. Trubisky came into a team that was so bad and had a quarterback in front, that long neck giraffe bastard that was so terrible that we literally were like, we know the offensive line is bad. We know that nobody out there can play. We know you have no wide receivers. Just do something.
He was supposed to sit. He wasn't supposed to play.
But
he had the least. But he had the least amount. Like he was supposed to be a project.
Because that's when they had Mike Glennon, right?
That's when they had Mike Glennon.
But
he was lasting 4 games.
But you got a situation.
They took him out.
Well, you got a situation where the head coach, the GM aren't on the same page.
Yes.
And so, like, you have dysfunction. Everything has to work from top down about whatever this team's vision is. And so my question to you guys, what I was stating yesterday was the whole point about who you're drafting and the players you're getting, who fits, what is our offensive identity? For years, the Bears did not have a true offensive identity. So
right now it's Justin.
No, but I'm saying the scheme that they were supposed to run, like,
Yeah.
is it a run zone blocking scheme? Is it Air Coryell? Is it West Coast? Is it
it's supposed to be an outside run scheme. It's supposed to be an outside running scheme.
Right. My point is that we know what our identity is. So now we draft. I'm like I said, I've noticed that we don't have a lot of scrimmage like running backs that are able to catch and run.
Yeah.
And we should be able to get 1,000-yard scrimmage.
Like a Bijan Robinson.
Well, yes.
I'm telling you, Why
do you want to make me cry? Anyways, the point is that
Bijan Robinson.
I'm seeing that we're not getting the dual threat running back because it's like Khalil Herbert is kind of a one-trick pony. He could just run fast.
Roshan, what do you do? I run.
I just run.
That's what I was trying to say. Ichigo. I was tweaking outside zone scheme. Yeah, that's what our scheme is supposed to be.
And that's fine. So are we So it's drafting the players that fit this versus we got to get this guy.
Yeah.
So I want to see us really continue to build on this. Correct, Alex Machado. I think it's a San Francisco. It's a Shanahan, LaFleur type of offense. So when you've seen that, there are running backs that they're dual threat, or a Deebo Samuels type. So I was about to get beat up yesterday because I dare mention that who's our receiver that's in the doghouse?
Oh, Valus.
He's kind of like, are they going to find another guy like him to replace him because he has fumbleitis, or does he actually get better and they start to try to trust him? But it's like the players got to fit this scheme. We know what the cover two. We know what this defense is. Everybody in Chicago knows what three technique nose tackle is. But since Lovey,
yes,
but 100%. Before that, so we know it's finding the players that fit. So hopefully we get the guys that can be drafting to fit the scheme that we're playing in.
Ryan Poles in the chat said, "I'm fleecing the Commanders for 3 first-round picks and getting our second-round Montez Sweat pick back." That'd be crazy if they actually got it back. They trade the pick to the Commanders,
right,
and then they get the second back. Hey, then it's literally draft day, bro. Then it is literally. Remember, he's like, "I want my draft picks back, you pancake eating mother." God dang it, I love this job. It was such a terrible movie.
I vaguely remember it. My dad actually watched it and was like, "Yeah, you remember? Did you watch it?" I'm like, "I've never seen that movie since it came. I think it came out in like 06, 07, didn't it?"
Bro,
when did that come out?
The thing about all those movies that cracked me up like that, and like freaking what was the other one? The baseball one with Billy Bean and all that.
Moneyball.
None of them worked. None of them worked. That was supposed to be the Manziel draft, wasn't it? Like that was the year the movie came out or whatever. It was supposed to.
Oh yeah, because that's when Drake put him and Andrew Wiggins in the song.
Yeah, none of them worked.
Yeah,
none of them worked. Yeah, I mean, no, but I think at the end of the day, right? Like the one thing that I look at heading into this draft is exactly, and Altavera beat me to it right there. At the end of the day. In Poles we trust, ladies and gentlemen. It's been on the show pretty much every day since Ringo, you come back there, Ringo. It's in Poles we trust. Oh God,
Ringo.
It's in Poles we trust, and
guys?
to me, right? You look at it that way because this Bears team is 2 years removed from the garbage that we were in.
Yeah.
And he's gotten us multiple starters. And I look at this list. Look at this list, this nice color-coded list that Joel has put together. What do you see? Rookie, third-year player, rookie. Kyler Gordon, rookie. TJ Edwards, rookie. I forgot we had a podcast here. Jaquan Brisker. I'm sorry, I said TJ Edwards, rookie. I'm sorry. Jaquan Brisker, second-year player. Kyler Gordon, second-year player. We don't even have Javon Dexter on here, who's made some really good strides, but he's been a really nice player for us. Darnell Wright, rookie. Tevin Jenkins, third-year player. You're seeing player development. Cole Kmet, right? Like you're seeing player development continue to happen. Jalen Johnson, we feel he's a Pro Bowl player. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
You're putting starters on the field that are young starters that should be able to do this for
Tyreek
a while.
Stevenson too.
Well, it's Tyreek is in terms of
Tyreek
depth,
Stevenson as well.
Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah.
But
We
you're
not have
talking about
Tyreek on that list.
I didn't have. I gotta make more
God
room.
dang
for
it, Joe! You almost had it.
I got to take the. You know what? I'll take the what you call it? The guy.
You just got to add one more corner position. You got Kyler Gordon opposite Jalen Johnson, and
yeah, I know that, and I got to add the other running backs too. There's a couple other guys,
no,
but
I'm just saying. Yeah.
look, this is for teaching purposes. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just an example. I mean, come on.
let's get it together. No, but Tyreek Stevenson is a Pro Bowl level player. Tyreek Stevenson has Pro Bowl votes.
Yes,
and he is NFC Defensive Rookie of the Week this year. Like,
yeah.
You're seeing Ryan Poles get pieces that are hitting right away. I mean,
a starting right tackle off the bat. We haven't had a starting tackle in almost 20 years. Mark Colombo was Angelo's first pick of a modern GM. Because we didn't have a modern GM because they had Mark Hatley and some other dudes that the Bears were doing. So Colombo, I believe, was 2001 or 2.
Yeah.
And Chris Williams, Gabe Karimi. I mean, we've had a few of them that just busted out. Except for
that's the thing, right? Even
Howie Long's kid. Kyle Long.
Kyle Long just got beat up. I think the thing is, even with Braxton Jones, right? Braxton Jones to me is not great. He's okay. He's got flaws. He's got things that are clear flaws. He's got things that he does well at. When he's run blocking, he's pretty good. When he's pass blocking,
Well, technically, no. The thing about Braxton Jones is technically he is a success. He was
what I'm saying.
A 5th round pick that is serviceable.
And that's what I'm saying.
But that's good drafting.
You found a guy in the 5th round that you could put in there for 2 years until an all-pro capable player popped up, and you're at a position where you've got enough draft capital where you can go, you know what? Now we can attack the left tackle position.
No, right. Pat. We can get 40-year-old Jason Peters. He's all pro. He's a Hall of Famer.
But I think even with that, right? Like I keep talking about not backing yourself into a corner. I've probably said this a million times over the past week and a half. Like Ryan Poles has not backed himself in a corner. He literally can turn around and just be like, now I'm going to draft that guy. And you know what? I'm still going to sign that guy. Oh, what do we got over here? Quarterback, foul. Oh, what we got over there? Wide receiver. Let me get that. What do we got over there? Oh, 3 technique. Like there's so many options for him. And to be honest with you, this is the second draft we're going into where we don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's all good problems too, right? Because I mean, we debated back and forth about this, and I told y'all, like, you know how hard it is to hit on the offensive line position in the draft, like mainly right or left tackle. Like the last one that we saw do it successfully with no problems was Tampa, and now you got Ryan Poles doing that with Darnell Wright. If he does that again at the left tackle position, you're pretty much set.
Well, we hasn't been done. I like Raymond Franklin's comment because it's like the difference is that the Bears for years would never just strip it down. It was always like middling, so you wouldn't just let us just go all the way there to get the first pick. The highest we ever really got was a 4th pick.
Yeah.
And that was Cedric Benson one time. I think we had the 4th pick and traded to the Jets to get their like 2 picks, which turned into Dr. Doolittle and Rex Grossman.
Yeah.
And that was it. And by the way, we passed on your boy in Pittsburgh. We passed on Troy Polamalu, and we passed on somebody else. I think
that's nasty.
Because they both had 2 picks.
Nasty work.
We passed on Terrell Suggs.
Nasty work.
And we passed on Troy Polamalu in that draft.
Nasty work, bro.
Yeah. So
took Rex Grossman.
Yeah. We had number 8.
That's diabolical work.
Well, K. McNown was 8. I think David Terrell was 8. I think Man, I'm trying to remember these dudes.
I mean, and I think the thing is too, right, to your point, like you're actually bringing guys in that are being drafted this high to a team that is not, as B. Bill just said, doo-doo water.
Yeah. Even
you're bringing guys into a team that is moving in the right direction. You're bringing, like, normally when you get this pick, it is the Panthers. You are the Panthers. You are what the Texans were last year, right? Like when you get picks like this, you sit there and you go, oh God, we're going to add this guy, but what's he going to do? Because we don't have anything to sign anybody. Bears still got money. Bears have made traded draft capital to bring in key pieces. You're building towards something moving forward, and it doesn't feel like the other thing is it doesn't feel like it stops this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we're dealing with a smart, capable GM is what we're looking at, because again, like you said, even with Pace, the highest pick we had was 3, which we then traded up to 2 to get Trubisky, right? Always in the middle of the pack. Do you guys know? Did you know or remember that the Bears, I think in 70 whatever, had a coin flip for the first pick, and it either turned into we lost, and that pick turned into Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah,
like we've never really had like really high pick. I think
that's crazy.
It's been a long freaking time.
I mean, and
wait, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, we've got some breaking news on the podcast here. Bears quarterback Jalen Johnson and defensive end Montez Sweat have been selected to the Pro Bowl, the first selection for both players.
Yep. We already had them. We already knew this. I think we know what we're talking about a little bit.
Man, we know a little bit of something.
We already had them go. We already had them.
Look at that. We
know a little bit about it. A little bit.
Wow, Pro Bowl.
I'm just saying. I think that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is too, with the way the defense is playing and the amount of wins that the Bears have, it's kind of like I said last year before they made all the moves. You show me a product that I feel like as a free agent or a talent that's disgruntled, hey, I can fit in here and we could possibly go make a Super Bowl, make a deep playoff run. I'm going to go play there. So hey, shout out to Flus for getting these boys right. I mean, hey, Poles gave him a shot, and to this point, he's completely stepped up on the defensive side of the ball.
Love what I'm seeing from him, man. Love everything that he's going through, and what Jalen Johnson has done. Feel like he's been a really dominant player since Montez Sweat has got here. I love that they're both going into the Pro Bowl together. I really do. I think that is really cool to see. And I think even to speak to, again, the first topic, right, of how much this Bears team has improved. Jalen Johnson was nowhere near a Pro Bowler to start this season. Now he's a Pro Bowler to finish it. That's pretty cool to see.
But see, you got to get the pressure on the D line to help. We always felt the secondary was good. I liked our secondary.
Yeah.
Our D line just no pressure.
Yeah. Not at all. None at all. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We'll be back tomorrow breaking down more football, more Bears, maybe get some Bulls in there. Bulls taking on the Knicks tonight, so we'll be talking about that as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the super producer Joel Holt, and welcoming back Stefan Nadon back into the fold. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.
Real quick. Warren Sapp. Someone asked about Warren Sapp. We did not pass on Warren Sapp. He was taken with the 12th pick in 1995. We had the 21st pick. It took Rashaan Salam, the fumble king from Colorado. No, wasn't he the weed? He was the weed head, wasn't he?
He was the weed head. Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.
Something a little bit stronger, man.